This is part two of I'm actually doing it live because TikTok Studios is a piece of shit. All right. Go ahead and drop your request, guys. I'm going to finish up this live. This is the second half of the video. Um, First one crashed, so I'm going to redo it. Yeah, go ahead and drop the record. BMNR on the what? On the fucking weekly. Look great. I mean, I couldn't disagree more on the weekly. The weekly looks horrendous. Um, the 24-hour does have empty space below you. I don't know what injection of liquidity happened, but you filled up the empty space. You have a gap to. What the fuck is this? Rudder. What the fuck is even this? Okay, so yeah, maybe this isn't that bad in the most recent price action. Over 69.50, empty space up to 101. So, I mean, there is something there, but all right. Yeah, keep dropping your requests, please, guys. All right. Apple up. Paris Jackson, the real one. So, again, we've already, this play is already worked out. Floor is 232. There's a gap up at 238.61 that I would be targeting next, if that floor is reclaimed or if you're able to gap up above it. It's just that easy. But this play's almost over. May, I can't say that. The Apple can keep running for sure. But that's what it is. Those are the nearest targets to it now. PLTR, what are we looking at here? PLTR where? Yeah, so I again, direction. I don't know what you're looking for. I have equity in this one. I've been holding for years now. Uh, Literally for since 23. This one is currently at the highs, which I lose my edge, right? I'm not able to really trade anything. A lot of the times in these areas, what I'll actually do is I'll flip the chart upside down. Now you look at it this way, right? And at this point, it's just okay, where's the first red candle? Go to the 4 hour, and all you can really do is map out what needs to be lost, right? Which is would be 184.30, 182.60, and then you got empty space down to 174. So I mean, right now, if you're trying to short it, good luck, but you have to use a lower time frame to try to find where this thing is going to go. So all right, Joby, all-time highs just isn't my thing. Yeah, so I am short on this one. I like this one short underneath 1550. Empty into the empty space down to 1266. It does have the potential to create some sort of range. I don't have enough information on where that could be. I'm thinking it might look something like this, but that should give us still a pretty aggressive drop. I'll see if I can't find it as we move down. But I like that one. So uh AMD down. Currently, you are, I would say that sellers are having a tougher time actually accomplishing their goal. They did pull it back down. They weren't able to pass the baton. They pulled it to 161 and got pulled right back up. So with that wick, honestly, we could be looking at the upside here. There's a beautiful 4 hour channel, and you are sitting basically making a cost basis here. Um, and that translates pretty well to the 2 hour. There's empty space down below you, all the way to 167.20. So if you did lose that floor, you could short it down here. And I think tops, right? You got to look at the structure underneath you here. There is a gap. So 164.90, you got to watch for a bounce at that point. But over 176, I mean, you've got a good wall right here, and then it's, you're on your way. AMD could be a buy, but as of right now, I would, me personally, I'd still be waiting on a trigger. I would want my stop loss to be right around 175.50, especially if you got a 2 hour close there, or if you can grab a bounce off of something underneath us. But the reality is here that if you want to go short on this, you're going to need AMD to go red straight back down. And you have a box right there, but this is what's holding you up. The box underneath you with the cost basis of 158. So, all right, what do we got next? I've done all the ETFs. Riley. So this one I keep get yeah, you guys have been asking about this one. It is very simple. Candle close 650, right? 24-hour candle close. At minimum 650. That is what is a need to break, need to hold. You do have empty space directly up above you. So, earnings is coming around the corner. Might be something just to put some shekels on. All right, Netflix to the upside, or Netflix. I don't know what side you want it to. It is still operating inside of that channel that we talked about, but this one brings me back down to the 4 hour, where you've got a box that you've reclaimed at 1200, and that needs to hold. So that is like a stop loss area. Your cost median is 1222. And if you can move through that, I think you should be looking towards the 1242. Now, there's a lot up above you, right? And there's just a little bit of empty space. So this one, could could be a candidate as well, based on how it's been running. If it finds resistance, especially up in here, it would be easy to come right back down. All right. Which time frames do I use? When I start a chart or when I find a play, my play needs to look good on the 24 and weekly time frames. So I need to be able to identify my chart or identify a good play there. Now, from that point, right, the highest time frame, highest reward, I use the lower time frames to map out where I need to or where I want to get into that trade. So all right. So Uber has a lot going on, right? Part of me feels like this because of the rejections overhead right here at 94 that this could be a candidate to go short. But the reality is it's just here and here. These are the two areas where long or short would occur. And your short, I would be aiming, if you did lose that, all the way down to the 7680s. And that is below 85. So you're going to have to, again, move down into a lower time frame and map out where that play can occur. You got a lot of earnings shit happening right here. You have empty space up there. So that tells me you're going to need to be patient. List of my favorite stocks. My favorite stocks, I don't have favorite stocks anymore. I used to, but I don't have any emotional attachment to any stock. I am just looking for a good setup on a stock that has liquidity. I'm there not to care about it, to cherish it and hold it forever. I am there to simply take its fucking money and get the hell out of there as soon as possible. One thing that I teach in my workshop is that we are targeting areas on all of our plays that look like this. And once that's filled up, I'm out of there. Why? Because the market moves in series of contractions and expansions. You see it expands and it goes right back into a form of expansion or contraction, right? So you have contraction, expansion, contraction, and again, you know, now there's empty space underneath you. You could be looking down. Very cool. All right. Jamia. So this one actually does pique my interest a little bit. It is relatively cheap and did not find as much selling or resistance at that wall that I would have expected. So above that earnings high of 625, you have a first target of $7. Pretty spicy. Once $7 is recovered, you're going to take the empty space that's above there, split it in half. You'll have a 810 and a 918 target. And that is only if you can get up out of this box. You can see it's perfect 4 hour box, 2 hour range, right? So over 598, you have the top at 621. What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. All right. TTD reversal. We did that one, but I'll do it really quickly. Oh wait, no, we did not. So yes, this is definitely one that should be at least written down or set alerts all over it, right? It is going to be a priority play. Now, what I'm going to tell you is that might pique your interest and get you excited, but I didn't even say anything about the time and date that that would likely occur, right? Because what I know about TTD is it likes to consolidate, right? Big move. You do continue trending down, so I can't take that away from it there. But you very much like a good choppy, fat dumpy. So could we, in between here, be seeing something like this going into our next earnings? Now, that's just a possibility, but here's the rules. We stick to the chart. So when you look to your left, you've got your foot stuck in the sand trap. So if you want to get out, it's going to be 55.32, right? Now you have nothing but empty space up above you. So using all of your resistances that you can find, well, not all of them, the ones that are relevant, like 57.60, will also be just as important. Now, moving down to the 2 hour, we can start to map this out a little bit clearer. The 30-minute, top, bottom, this is your range. So if somebody wanted to go long, they would have a stop loss somewhere in there, or they'd be moving down into the 15-minute and trying to take either a punch back at the top of that box through 55.50, right? Or a bounce off of the floor. All right. I cannot see everybody's comment. Oh, I do. I see that one. HTZ to the downside. Keep dropping your requests, folks. So I mean, this one had earnings. I see a target to the downside. Damn, what the fuck is that? Thank you. But 506, right, is a target to the downside followed by 475. So I'm gonna go back and watch the live that I did previously, and I'm just gonna take the I'm just gonna go through the list that and I'm just gonna really quickly run down that analysis. So all right. ESN, Tyson. I did this one. Yeah, it does have empty space up above you. You've already filled up the empty space in the most recent price action, which this can get confusing because it did have a relevant, resistance, but that is a floor. That is your resistance. Right now, you're going to need to hang out above 56.37, and you have a little predicament here, right? Check this out. When I tell you every box, look at this, folks. I mean, seriously, right there. So you need to break through 57.50 outside of 57.65. And yes, you can go look up at $59.60. Trip. So Ivy's still hanging on to this one. It did hold. On the 24-hour, it is green. So this one, while it does have a wide wick, still has a bunch of upwards potential. The resistance being here, and then your trigger to the downside being at 1644. So you're kind of in a little bit of a read and react situation. You need to see price explode off of this. So I wouldn't be I wouldn't be surprised if news of some sort came out on that one. So does Ivy still work for me? Yeah, she's trading though. Alrighty. What do we got out? Let's QS. What do you want to do this, Okuma? Kumba. Holy shit. What? Oh my god. That was your top. That was. I will not leave Potter. Listen, Ivy, if you got rich off of trading, I would just Just help me train somebody new, and you can take a supervisor role. Yeah, he does want attention. He's screaming at me right now. Can you choke on that? Ah, don't bite me. Yeah. All right. Paid? Yeah, okay. No, you're. Is it really? That's funny. All right, Rocket Lab down. Yeah, actually, that's interesting little prospect there. Now it does like to spill, but very different setup right there. Let's see, 4 hour. I'm not paying American wages. I'm just letting you know right now. I can't afford to pay a living wage. I wouldn't pay anybody until I could, or I'm subcontracting them. So I mean, honestly, this is a candidate, yes, to go down. You do have empty space. You do have a 3980 target, which isn't that far away, and you do have a gap down on your floor. Your floor is right here at 4250. So that is what I would be focused on there. It's getting a candle close below 4250. The 30-minute, same thing. 30-minute candle close underneath you there. You could use a early entry. Come here, little fucker. You could use an early entry below that floor though. 49 from 50. What's up, guys? I'm recording this one for sure right now, but I have to go back and record the request that I had before. So I'm going to redo the live, but I'm going to, yeah, I don't want to, but I feel bad. So I'm going to do it. All right. KC monthly chart. Brother, do not slide off of my lap, please. So do you only get in or on before earnings? No, I mean I trade more than earnings, but if the earnings looks fucking fire, then I'm gonna trade it. Yeah. What do you say on the monthly chart? Okay, so here's my issue with this chart, brother. That's my floor. You hit it, right? Here's my floor, and now, oh wee, you are stuck in between the fucking middle of them. Oh, brother, you cannot stick your claws into the inside of my thigh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I'm kind of new. I'm trying to understand everything. Paris, let me tell you this, dude. I want you to. You might already be calm. You could be the calmest dude, so ignore me if you already are. Just enjoy this part, right? The good and the bad, but take your time with it. All right. There's just like this, of course, this urge we want to make money, but I'm glad you're here because you're paying attention. You're trying to put in the extra time, and of course, the workshop or my YouTube videos, and yeah, keep asking these questions that you're putting. That don't feel. I don't want you to feel a sense of urgency because you feel like I'm not going to be here or I won't answer your questions. Like I'm here through the whole journey, and that's for everybody. People who are already independent traders can tell you that. I'm here. The Robert Kennedy voice. Maybe when I do the hello, what's up? No, the you need to use my other card. Yeah, because my bank got bought out. Ugh, I don't like how much detail I just saw on my own face. I saw that pock mark from where I got hit with the BB gun. I need hedge up. I hedged. So anyway, that's how I feel about KC. I mean, it is kind of like one of those read and react situation. You definitely have juicy empty space underneath, a little bit of empty space above you, but that's it. Walmart. Walmart's going to be done relatively soon, I think. You've got a 24, well, let me shut the fuck up. You don't have anything above you to stop you. So it is very possible that Walmart might be busting up into a ties. And I think that's going to rely on whether or not you can hold 105.50. You've built a great deal of volume underneath you. So the only thing that you need is to break 105. And while it's going up, this is not something I'm shorting. Thank you for the gifts, guys. I do appreciate it. I, I donate a lot of these gifts to people who really need them. So I really do actually appreciate it a lot. Um, my accountant actually asked me why I had spent fucking $600 on TikTok. He was like, "Is that TikTok shop or coins?" Don't worry about it, buddy. God, what a great song. Why do I have that not like? All right. Uh, so first off, I'm going to be 100% with you. This chart has no empty space, right? It just does not have any at all. Now, it does have earnings or had earnings and didn't really react to it. You have a box up above and you haven't even touched the floor. You have a box down below and you haven't even broken that floor. So again, another stock with volume above and below, triggers above and below. And so one thing that I just wouldn't move on. I do not donate it to baddies, I can tell you that much. Sky Jones, I will talk about QQQ in the morning, my brother. All right, don't fret. Take it easy. I think NQ is moving down, right, or was moving down last time I looked at it. Yeah, it is red. Yeah, dude, I'm on the money with that shit. Look at this. I think on the 24, that was perfect. Look at that. God damn it. Listen, I'm gonna tell you guys this. I could day trade even sometimes, or swing into just by these 24-hour candle closes. Look at the red candle close to your left. That's what you're sitting on, right? Same area, same control. And so the only thing that could hold that up is that, right? You'd have to bounce. So this is where it makes my autism, like, it deep fries my autism. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get fucking hot and crispy. But you lose that floor, you bounce off that one. Well, I don't know what to do. Well, it bounces there and then reclaims that floor again. There's a good chance this is going to move to the upside. You know what I mean? So, like, that's where it's like the problem solving part of this really, really gets me all hot and bothered. You know what I'm saying? Does it work with all commodities? If there's a I have yet to see a market that it doesn't adhere to. I think what I've been able to do is, like, the market and candles and strategies have all been built around human nature, become more refined. And I think I've, like, again, just spotted a consistent thing that happens within human nature, um, that people spend time accumulating and, or the market rather spends time accumulating and expanding. And there's a science behind that. So when you say floor, you mean the bottom of the box? Yeah, floor. Yeah, sometimes I misword those. I have to apologize. Like, if there's a box underneath me, I'll say floor. But floors turn into ceilings, ceilings turn into floors. It's one of the first things everybody learns. All right. CCL down. So yes, this one is a candidate to go to the downside. Now on Friday, you did close below on the 4 hour here, and on the 24 hour, right at that floor. So yes, the only thing standing in your way is going to be $28, right? The only wick that you have in front of you. Now, I don't really see much trend. I thought I saw some on the 4 hour, right? That's why I have this channel drawn that way. And so I'm going to take that into consideration. I would watch 2787, but also keep in mind that channels are meant to break. And yes, there is empty space directly underneath you. I see 2755 is a really tangible target, which is about 50% of that empty space. So there is a 35% off yearly and lifetime. Hey, yuck. All right. Sorry, I haven't let one of those out in a minute. Spy. I'll do spy again, but I am gonna make the video, and you make sure to watch the. Just if you guys wait for like an hour, if you're in the free Discord, just wait. I'll post the link for the new YouTube. So we're looking at ES, my friend, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Adam, oh, oops, not that one. Out of all of them, this spy just really is kind of ugly. But here's the predicament that you're in. You've got an area of consolidation, not a box, but a range. That is what you're up against, right? 50% of that range. So we can expect that price would move up to 64.50 or to the top of that box. You also have a thick top of the or resistance that you broke out from. So now your floor at 63.70. Now you compare that to SPY, right? And then you go to the 4 hour, and it's really simple. If we lose 634, and more importantly 631.77, we could be looking to the downside. Okay. Well, if you're watching on YouTube, I just got banned. A minute. Spy. I'll do spy again, but I am gonna make the video, and you make sure to watch the. Just. I'm looking to see where I got banned. So we're looking at ES, my friend, and I will be honest with you, out of oops, not that one. Out of all of them, this spy just really is gonna. But here's the predicament that you're in. You've got an area of consolidation, not a box. There is absolutely no. Right. Sorry, I haven't let one of those up in a minute. Spy. I'll do spy again, but I am gonna make the video, and you make sure to watch. Yeah, there's definitely nothing in that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this video if you're watching it right now, and I'm going to go ahead and watch my clip back, and I'll start taking requests or redoing the charts that I did. So make sure to watch that video. I'll go ahead and upload this one. So anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Sorry.